Like your stream chat or whatever.
Just in case, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I know. We're just so popular. Everyone's just gonna be flooding in, just
because you're
crazy.
here, because guest appearance, that's what happens. People start flooding in. They're like, "Whoa, is that Riley on your stream? How did you manage that?" Like, whoa.
Oh my god, I know, right? The professional coach TM.
Popular professional coach.
I hear this. They share the stream in the Ascension server or something. Actually, I don't think I've ever shared a Puyo stream I've done in the Ascension
I
ever.
mean, yeah, yeah, valid.
I forget. I don't think about it when I stream. Like, I just kind of turn it on. I'm like, oh, yes, right. Technically, I
Yeah,
should share this
you just
somewhere.
like post it in your server, I guess, and then that's it. You win.
It's EGG easy.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of
Oh,
GG, shall we
is this
begin?
was this the first match you played of the
Yes,
tournament, or
yes.
okay,
So I played this one, and the other two matches were at the end, like later.
okay. So then, for the context, is this like any warm up time at all before the tournament, or is it just like cold?
Mm, barely any. Yeah, very little
Okay,
time. It was pretty much straight into it.
okay. So you're kind of like cold, just for like context of what
Yes,
might be seeing.
yes, exactly. All right.
All right, I'm good. Let's go. Let's see some money. Oh my god, wow. Sussy GTR after everyone says it's so bad.
Is it sussy?
Both.
Oh,
Yeah,
from the
it's like
opponent.
this like card, yeah, from your phone, yeah. That one's just like I know hard for him to make good because he can get punished early. Oh wow, good Hellfire.
But then they had a crazy response. I didn't see it link up that way.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
I
bad on
don't know
resources
how else
though.
I noticed it.
Oh,
Okay, but you still got them ahead of time.
I got lucky.
I
No yellow for them.
yeah, but it's the fact that they still had to use all that resource anyways to send back, and
That's
they already
true.
committed time
I wonder what the
because
resource game is. You go first.
like I say, like because it kind of goes back into like they had to spend all that time popping their chain, and you got to commit to another attack right away.
Hmm.
So there's even less time before to react to pair if like their chain maybe had ended like in a power like yours did.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm trying to think where is reasonable to like make a good judgment. So if I had sent my attack here, you can see that I have like a 2 double
Yeah,
here. But I did at least see that they had like a 3 chain, so like it would have been about even. Um
yeah,
so then I
yeah. It
decided
would be.
to commit more. Hmm.
Yeah, but I'm surprised you read three because you can see the blue yellow
Hmm.
on their thing.
That might have also been a reason I didn't commit to it, because then it would be a 2 chain versus a 4 chain, right? So I was like, I need to buff this.
Yeah, you see that you have to like commit to like the larger attack with the blues, which I think was smart.
Yeah. I buffed it one more time and then I sent it. And then, yeah, I see they extended.
Yeah,
And then, I guess,
yeah. Not like get like look at it like they just had to wait that entire five chain. You can commit right away.
but I'm at disadvantage here, right? Well, I guess,
No,
could I have,
it's hard. 'Cause, like if you pause right here, right? So it's part of did he? It kind of goes back to like did he read that the four chain was coming? Because if you go
mm,
back to the start of the end of his chain, actually can't set off full. So
well, I guess
so
if he
keep
has
going.
2
I
blues.
mean like after this, because like he's
Ah,
very trying to defend, right? But
yeah.
look at these purples.
Yes, that's true.
Right, because once they're blocked off like this, he's immediately commit to extending because he doesn't choose to clear them on the two
Hmm,
clear.
yes, that's true. I wonder if, in that case, his response was probably, I guess he thought that because he had a bigger chain than I did, that he would gain advantage. But
I He may not have expected you to do a follow up either.
maybe. Yeah, it's first game. He doesn't know how I play, I guess.
Yeah, but it's also like right here,
Yeah.
like he can't set off full chain at all. Like he has to commit to another blue, into another purple, into
Yeah.
another blue. So
Okay.
even if he got the yellow, like he had to cut so much beforehand. I don't think
Mm,
this is like yellow diff. I think this is more so like such GTR in general is already hard to
yeah,
make
yeah,
good,
yeah.
and then the way he covered it also just makes it hard to extend.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, maybe it would be different if he got rid of that purple. It
Yeah,
like kept
exactly.
that purple yellow because then he can easily get more to his mate chain. But it may have been length issues, and at that point, if you saw he had mate chain, who knows if he would have gone for that same attack.
Right. This is very sneaky. That was a good find.
Yeah, like
And
that's
now
the
I'm
worst.
just
Though. Like
like,
your trigger is like diggable.
yeah, kind of. Very lucky.
Yeah. Gosh, dude. Wow.
It was a good link, yeah. And then, yeah, I think this is just a win for me.
Yeah, very hard to come back from this one. But you take that. You take Fortunate Colors.
Exactly, yeah. I guess he...
The
How did
Trios?
he lose? Like, I guess that's my question. It's like, how did I win, but also, like, what caused them to lose so that I don't make that same mistake, right?
Yeah. So
So,
this
here...
covering the red made it awkward for them to do some stuff.
So he just wanted to clean up immediately, which is fair.
Yeah.
And
Which is weird 'cause I don't
here...
think he needed to be honest. Like if like you could have built high on like the column 2 or column 3, right? With like double red instead.
Yeah, and then just, like, done some cool tail that, like, starts on the right. Further on the right.
Yeah, I think he wanted to place your column 4.
Hmm.
Kind of like that side, like your tail side's a bit weaker right now.
And my chain isn't ready because I need another red and another purple. So I guess
Yeah.
he thought it was a good time to attack, and then I... The purple yellow is pretty lucky here, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to actually defend, I guess.
Hmm.
But then,
I,
what did he do next, which was a mistake?
I think here it seems like he wants to cover the purples because he knows that gives you access.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that is like what he committed to, but I think it's really hard to commit to these purples because your column 6 is like not that high,
Yeah.
so you technically can still use it.
I guess, I... What I see here is that my column 1 is really awkward, so it's really hard to get my main chain off, right? So,
Yeah.
I feel like what he should have done is actually just go for main chain. So here,
I
it's like, just put a purple on column 1, and then use the purple red. And then you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chain, whereas I am, like, not able to get my main
I
chain
actually
off.
don't think. Well, no, I think you can because of how your purples are.
Hmm.
So purple column 3, right?
Yeah.
And you have red drop down,
Yeah.
and you go into yellow. But I
Yeah.
think you can stack your greens in a way in column 2 that they actually pop as they're falling from the trash. And you go like green, purple, green.
Green, purple... Oh! If I go green in column 3, I think it'll work. 1, 2, 3. Then there's a green stack. Oh, I could also put the green here, I guess. Green, purple, green, or something. Well, that's really hard to see, but maybe he thought that I could see that far. Maybe.
It's either that or like I think it is probably it could be he doesn't know how you play, so he's just like the expectation is that you can do that,
Green, green,
right?
purple in column 1 and send red. Green, green, purple? Hold on. Uh,
Just oh yeah.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. 1, 2, green, green, purple, sends. Okay, that's also a clever solve. Sure, that's fair, I guess. Hmm?
Because there's a trend in Mahjong has this too in some of the other Japanese games
Mm-hmm.
where opponents will play you as if you are just as sealed as them starting out,
Yeah, that makes
or like
sense.
like if you play similar, they
Mm-hmm.
don't like to disrespect opponents can get caught off guard.
Yeah, of course.
But sometimes like because like even if you overreach or overestimate and you lose a few rounds for it, like once you realize like their level, you can adjust to it.
That makes more sense, yeah. Oh, hi, Hiku.
Hello, Hiku.
I see. Okay, so this is maybe a fine move on his side,
Yeah, I think it's worth the attempt
but then what he does
because if he
next
does
is different.
cover,
Hmm?
I say like because if you cover like the purple or even just like the green column 1, 2, 3 a little bit more,
Hmm.
then yeah, your chain's like really hard to use.
That's true. Once you get one more row down, like, my column 1 is now extremely, that's bad.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
feel like
Yeah.
here you're probably good chance you're dead, but
Right.
I think you got a very good Q as well.
Okay, so this is just like unlucky for him. I think. Yeah, like that's crazy. Look at
Yeah,
those
like
pieces.
it's the perfect red for you to agree. Is
Yeah.
like it's a little rough. That's a little rough.
Okay, so I don't think he made a mistake then in this game. It's just like sometimes your luck is a bit crazy.
I think it's sometimes you just take the risk, right? Like you think you just have to play like, do I think they're gonna get these reds and to
Exactly.
like get out?
Yeah.
And sometimes like the answer is like, I don't think they'll get it, but sometimes they do. And you just like you run that, right?
Yeah. Okay. Just good to know. So he didn't make any bad play. Um, so here, I'm already like looking at our board states, and it feels like he's in a much more stable position right now.
Yeah, it's taken a really long time for you to lock up the column 3, but he doesn't seem to care about pushing because his board's just more stable.
Yeah, exactly. So
Just-
this is where a lot of people would make the mistake of thinking, hey, like column 3 is exposed, let's actually attack them. Like, I know I would want to attack this. But actually, if you're in a stable position, your opponent's not, that just gives you an opportunity to strengthen your margin by, like, continuing to rack up resources. And I imagine that's what he does here.
I think
Yeah.
it's that. He also, I think it's still clear that your tail works, and
Mm.
like technically one good purple blue makes your entire column 3 stable.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. So then everything works. You feel like the two chain was a mistake? That's what I was thinking as well. I can see Riley's point of view, but I also, yeah. Yeah,
I think
it's
there's just a
debatable.
general risk reward because you can't always calculate like the Q, and
Exactly.
you go for it.
So here he goes for this two chain, which is a cleanup move on his side, but I feel like it's okay to attack up here because it's so easy to regain resources, but also it's kind of a free cleanup opportunity for me, so I don't know. This feels like he's throwing away his advantage a little bit.
I don't think so because I feel like he's just looking to make his chain as efficient as possible,
So you think it's like,
and yeah, because I think like how does your tail keep going after the blue into yellow?
yellow, green, purple, blue.
Right, because
One
right,
separate green.
because right, it goes yellow, green, purple, blue.
Yeah,
But like, how do you link those yellows that you have on your column 6?
it's probably an attack, I guess. I don't think I was going to use it in the tail, yeah.
Yeah, it's like if you see that like, they're not able to make full use of their tail, I think you can say you can play more for that chain.
Yeah, okay, I see. So maybe this was a cleanup move to get his chain more efficient. I guess we'll
Yeah,
see.
because I think your tail comes back around if you clear yellow purple and you reestablish purples and you can like build the yellows differently.
So that let me clean up again. Is his chain actually much cleaner? I don't know. This part doesn't look very clean. It's a bit weird.
I think yeah, it's a little weird, but I think it's still technically more stable.
Hmm. I just
Because
wonder
I'm
if
looking
he's...
at it as
Mm-hmm.
like it goes because you need to go purple, green, blue. His tail isn't gonna cut on that because you know the greens and will go into yellows eventually and purple.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But I think there's more emphasis on you having to extend versus him.
Sure. So he thinks
Because
that...
even if he places greens in 5,
Uh-huh.
he still has 2 and 3 to extend off purple.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, okay, does he continue attacking? I guess that's the big question. Okay, so that's just a clean up one chain, that's fine. And then he goes for main chain. That's weird. I don't quite understand.
I think it's because you just don't have a lot of resources to work with.
Is it
Like, look at your
enough?
chain right. Like, you just committed yellows to that, but like your tail isn't as usable.
Oh, it is 60k. Okay, and his chain, I guess, was pretty efficient. Oh, and then what happened to my chain? Oh, I used it instead.
So
Oopsies. Okay,
yeah,
well, I
you
made a
saw the
mistake.
defense. Like, if you go back, like here,
Yeah,
like you're
it
losing your tail. And that
works.
kind of goes back to what I was talking about the column before. Like purple has
Uh,
to clean up sooner with the yellows because now you have no blues, no purples.
I see. Maybe he saw that I was, yeah, not able to make my chain work well.
Yeah, because like if you look at how long you had that purple yellow situation, it was almost the entire match.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Like it's there like for so long,
And then I finally
which is why I
use it.
mentioned like yeah, because that's why I mentioned like you probably need to clean that up sooner because you can't use that yellow because you're
Yeah.
technically lost your column 6 to a
Yeah, that's a really
degree.
good point. That's true. So if I lose a whole column, then he's pretty like confident that his resources should be able to outpace what I can put on the board.
Yeah, and then because of how you had to extend off the greens, you couldn't even use your tail anymore. So you
Hmm,
lost your yellow link on top of it,
that's right.
and like the leftover greens.
Yeah, I think I forgot how my chain
So
worked. I panicked.
because now you're 2 links down.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, because those blues aren't real, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think I must have thought that I had everything working, but wow, he had a nice second chain.
Yeah, Yoshi was like,
Oh, clear.
"Eee."
That's a
Dude,
good
I
read.
was so actually I have a different topic that I don't
Uh-huh.
know if I should talk about while I was reviewing this round,
Yeah, yeah, what's
but it
up then?
plays into this, so I'll let this round finish before I talk about it.
Okay, sure, sure, sure. Okay, you just like noticed I was vulnerable, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't make my transition early.
Yeah.
And you know what happens when you don't make your transition, guys? It's
Mhm.
really hard to make. I go through this in
Yeah.
the new tutorial. Anyway.
Okay, so I want to talk about this because I did talk about this on the Ascension stream a little bit.
Yeah, talk
And
about it.
honestly, if you want to pause, like right here, go for it. Like
Like here.
so,
Okay.
yeah, like, this is fun because I don't want to like talk about let's play and go to the
Hmm.
next round on accident because I think this topic takes a little bit longer because I know we talked about the horizontal like all clear for a little bit and like
Yes.
how going horizontal lets you have a more efficient chain easier,
Yes,
but you're kind of
definitely.
like using it's much harder to make use of the all clear, but it's like really popular right now.
Yes.
I feel like you actually played this version of it so much better than the one we saw live.
Yeah.
Because the one you saw live, like you popped the shit like instantly when
Hmm.
you weren't even out like the first layer,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I'm like at that point you're fucked because
Exactly.
they're already countered. And this one it's like it kind of goes back into like okay you countered theirs because they're also going vertical,
Yeah.
which you know vertical all clear start is just I think much more common now because
Hmm.
I think people want to keep that accessibility.
Yes.
I think with the vertical, if you're vertical versus counter, or just vertical in general, you have to be like super aware and you have to make your transitions early.
Mm-mm-mm.
I think it's way too easy to get caught off in mid game for like these kind of starts because usually you're already playing defensive, so you're trying to keep something like poppable.
That's right, yeah.
I think if you attempt to like leave like your form like long, it's actually even more punishing than like in traditional Puyo, like
Yeah.
just like traditional starts. Because I think it's interesting because I do the same thing he does. Like if I'm going to go vertical, I just start my trigger immediately.
Sure, sure, that's fair.
Out of side.
'Cause how did he like?
It,
When did he pop it? He just like yeah. Whereas I was
yeah,
going vertical, and it's like, well, now this is like the worst thing ever.
yeah. It's a mix up mind game because it
That's
seems like
true.
he's building horizontal. He wants to keep it, and if you're already committed to vertical, it's easier for him to send first because you're not that
Hmm,
high up yet.
that's interesting. Yeah.
It's weird because like there's the speed difference between like 3 and 2
Hmm.
columns for like vertical building is so different
Hmm.
in all AC starts in my opinion. Like there's so the speed difference is so drastically different. It also depends on the queue as well.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you are horizontal and you're trying to pop early, but then you don't get your fourth piece, like the fourth of the same color for a while, then the vertical player will then be at advantage because they'll have built up enough. So it's a bit of
Yeah,
risk reward stuff as well.
yeah, because like you could say here, depending like if you had gone like a yellow green or
Hmm.
another set of yellow green, like then your chain looks a lot nicer because then you can probably just pop out and dig down real
That's what I
quick.
figure too. Yeah.
But you end up with a lot more, I think, red purple, so it was much harder to do that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hmm.
I think that this way might make point. 'Cause
Okay.
I think like it's so weird because like all clear rounds just happen often. You almost see like a few of them.
That's
Like
right.
and for like player habits, because I feel like all clear rounds definitely strike a lot more at the how does this player like to play it versus how should you play it.
Yeah, exactly. Because there are so many ways to play it that are perfectly valid because they kind of like rock, paper, scissors each other. Like if you play a certain way, it can always be countered by a different way of playing.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and the human aspect can be hard because like I don't know if he would have gone for that if he had saw you had more yellow greens.
Yes, exactly. I think it would have gone differently. But I guess one thing to think about is, usually if a person starts building on the left, it is very, very rare to see all clear starts with vertical on the left, in my opinion. I
I can
swear I
agree.
like never see, not never, but someone could do it as a mind game, but most of the time if someone starts building on the left, it's a sign that they're gonna go horizontal. So I guess if I had noticed that he was going left, then like this is not a vertical build, right? I can
Yeah.
immediately pop the purple as well.
I think the other part too is like I think as soon as he saw you go slightly up
Yeah,
with the purple yellow, that was his call telling us like just commit at that point.
exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is true.
Okay. Well, no, that's very
Yeah, oh
interesting.
yeah, yeah. Because actually, like, because he had to pop then too, you couldn't even go right side GTR.
Exactly. And this is fine, but then he was waiting for me to cover? Because otherwise this was... Oh, I should have just set off my purple. Oh well, whatever.
Yeah.
I wasn't reading him at the time. But if I had, then I should have just set off my purple.
Yeah, that's fortunate. What can you do? Well, very high tail from you.
Yeah. Sometimes the queue just demands it. And this is fine so far.
I can attempt.
So I think this is an example of giving him the advantage. Because...
Yeah. Go
Let
for
me
it.
think. Because here, I'm already at a disadvantage because my chain is less stable. And I think the thought process that runs through my head a lot of the time if I'm at disadvantage is, hey, how can I turn this around so that I have more time to crawl out of disadvantage? But an attack is a very risky way to do that, because if their chain is more stable, then... at this time there are no yellows though, or blues, so I guess, again, it's a risk I'm taking.
I think the other issue is by committing that purple there, you also just kind of make it really awkward to use your purples in general.
Mm-mm-mm.
Because, like, obviously you can put them on column 6 after blues fall,
Mm.
but I think you kind of leave some space to, and I think it just makes it hard to use the green,
Yeah.
is I guess what I'm trying to say.
I
Because
see.
this such like GTR form, I think you could have built it differently. I think you could have just put the other green purple somewhere else
Mm-hmm.
and opted for the double green first into that green purple from before, and then you at least have a traditional GTR build,
Yeah,
and it'd be easier to extend on because like this right here requires full green into another double purple into another green,
that's true. I put
so you're
myself in a weird
attacking when
spot.
you're already really far behind.
What was the piece that I didn't commit? So, this one here. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. Oh,
Yeah.
because... Uh... Hmm... I...
I feel like this could be used in
That's
like
a bit weird.
with the other purples to extend your attack,
I see,
and
I
then like
see.
let the green fall into your column, either to
Oh,
like
I
your
see.
column 4 where you can like be extended on the tail.
That's true, but he can just set up main chain, right? So then I'd be dead if I had set that off. I think that's why I delayed my attack. If you attack here, then you're dead.
No, I'm not talking about taking here. I'm talking about just using the green for later, because like, because you know you're gonna probably go to attack later at
Mm,
this point. Because I feel like it just is natural in your current game state because it's so hard for you to attack. Right, so like make a defense.
yeah.
So you want your like 1-2 to be stable.
Mm,
I think it's more stable if you put the first green purple in like I don't know, column 5 or 4,
Yeah, I see.
and like set it up to like build onto itself later. Because like you don't need the green right away, but if the green falls in column 4, anyways, like it's just an added onto your tail.
That's true.
And then you can at least like make your GTR feel a little bit nicer. Whereas like this is gonna
This is
be
just
hard to
really
defend.
awful. Yeah.
But I think the reason it worked for him last time is he committed to like this L shape much earlier in the round
Hmm.
and like covered up the weakness of it much faster too.
Yes, that makes sense.
Whereas like here attacking, like you don't have a cover or protected like at all. I think you can make it easier to defend if you had cleared out this purple with the
Yeah,
attack
I see.
because you have so much coming in. So you can like build higher, but because you already have 2 purples there, you can't really make use of this double
It's
purple
pretty
as
bad.
easily.
Yeah. Well, I guess in this case, it was just me making a lot of hasty decisions that just, like, didn't make sense if you think about them for longer than a second.
Yeah.
That's okay. Happens.
It happens, yeah, it's fine. Like you went for something, it didn't work out.
And then he goes on the aggression, which I need to think about. So at this stage, when you are at this stage of advantage, you can... Yeah, I guess. Makes sense. Throw what you have at them.
Yeah, like there's no good way for you to access main anytime quickly.
Yeah, that's right.
So you're just gonna force out resources, and at this point it's like, okay, how do you get to main? You don't.
Exactly.
Because even if you like your take had defended, you still need 2 more purples and another green.
Exactly.
That was really nice. Chain from
Yeah.
side though.
That was me being hasty again. There was no reason for me to clear that. Like, there's
like-
very clearly a 4 chain on his side. I don't know why I did that.
Are you like snap like looking? Are you like what do you think is happening in that moment when you're like looking over?
You know, I probably wasn't even observing him. That's probably all it is.
Oh, okay.
It's probably just me, like, throwing stuff and hoping it'll hit. Yeah.
Do you think that's from you just like being cold and still trying to like warm up, or do you think you're just like panicking?
Could be both. It could very much be both. And it was a good response. But then...
Yeah, you.
because I think you can see what happened, because my piece hovered. So I was like, oh, I need to, like, split it, because it's gonna cut. Wait, no, I can't split it. Okay, better send it down. I had to split on the right side instead. So I just kind of, yeah, that's me panicking for sure. Otherwise, I would have maybe been safe.
That's a rough
Maybe.
one.
Oh, that's silly. Oh well, that's okay. Happens. Just a choke.
Yeah, first match on the international stage will do that to you.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a very nasty attack already over there. Jesus.
Yep. And then I was hoping that it would cover the purples, so I hesitated. But then I didn't see that the yellows were going to link to the back, because, like, that's pretty tricky to see. Because he used a fresh piece for it. I thought it was just a 3 chain.
Yeah, I feel like this is almost going back into our conversation before of. There's a lot of small hellfires again.
Yeah.
And you remember when we talked about, like, letting players get comfortable about what you're doing? And we go back to that last round. And what was it? Your attack was like...
Pretty similar. Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, another quick small hellfire.
And then here. Same thing. I think I banked too much on the fact that it would cover the purple. Because then I was going to follow up immediately. Because if it had, then I would have been in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's like as fact yet because I want to see how the rest of the set plays out.
Uh-huh.
But I'm curious, like, how much of these like 4 chains in prep are just in response for like, oh, I think Hellfire is coming versus
Yeah.
yeah.
If it's him adapting to my style of attack.
Yeah, because I feel like in your other set on stream that we
Uh-huh.
watched, you're definitely much more willing to mix it up.
I was more aware, I think, yeah.
Yeah. So it could just be like some more. It could just be nerves. But I'm
Exactly.
curious. It's just like one of those things for the rest of the sets. Like if it keeps
I
happening.
wonder if my opponent is, yeah, watching that fact. Okay, we'll see. We'll see after this one. Was that, yeah, I just like put off main, and then very lucky.
Yeah. Really extension too for them. Like that was pretty clean.
So close.
Yeah, that could have been so nasty.
Yeah.
But even if like the rounds, like even when like you're the ones you're playing rough are also like still pretty competitive. Like they're not like one-sided either.
Exactly.
Just so many rounds, Jesus.
So instead of early attacking, I think I decided to try and look for like building my second transition early. That's the idea behind this shape here. But I made it convertible, which is good.
Okay, good convert. Okay, and the response is a little bit bigger this time, which is good.
And then this is a pretty good follow-up, I think. Yeah, you kind of just like win off this, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was clean. I'm kind of surprised he went aggro on you early, but we take this.
Yeah, right? So maybe he didn't catch my pattern, or he was trying to get ahead of it?
Maybe. Because it was a surprisingly small attack compared to his other defenses.
Yeah, yeah. Like this here is another like really solid 4-chain ready for if I decide to attack him.
Yeah. It's like... Is this cleanup right here? Or...
I wonder what it was going on. Yeah, let's see. Because this is a bit... Yeah, my chain's a bit weird, so I'm just trying to like find ways to fix it. But I was taking a little too long.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, huh. Wait, go back.
Yeah, here?
Go, yeah, here.
Mm-hmm.
And just like...
One more piece?
Okay, yeah, just like clear it, so... I'm trying to think if there's like a easier way to say like you can keep a link without... Nah, never mind. I was like wondering if you could use the blue and do like green, blue into yellow into red.
Yeah.
Back into red. Yellow is like no, just not really doable with the blue green.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have a red coming up. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's like
why did I put that on my tail instead? Okay, that was weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, but you had the red blue coming up. Sorry, that's the piece I was looking for. I don't think you need to clear these greens.
Yeah, I don't know. That was weird. Then I did this, and then at this stage, I was trying to read how big that chain was, and then I realized it was a 3, so I was like, hey, let's try and beat it with a 4. But there were no reds in queue, so I just made like a bad choice.
Rough, yeah.
I should have just responded with a 3
had
chain.
access from lane.
Yeah.
Rough one. It seemed like you were trying to like get to a better position, just like match his chain length, and just ended up clearing a little too much.
Too many things, yeah, that's right. And this is again like this is so ugly. Like my chain is so bad right now. Right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, we had the same idea. So at least it's even now. Because I think his chain is a bit weird.
Definitely wanted to, I think, punish the tail. Oh, the large follow-up, the Jeez Louise.
Yep. So much fighting.
Okay.
It's a cool round.
I do find it interesting that he's like still trying to aggress you, and I feel like he's just doing all right playing defensive.
Exactly, right?
So I guess maybe he didn't want to put himself in the habit of playing defense, or he wanted to just keep trying to play offense and see how he could do. Also, what a fucking nasty diving tail.
Insane. This is why I was like, I can't read that. I'm gonna try and attack it and maybe it'll like fall apart, but it didn't, of course.
I don't know how you successfully read that. Like, that was really hard to tell that was an 8.
If that's the case, I should actually have just assumed that it was hard. I guess I put myself in this position where it was really hard to transition. What piece did I place? That was...
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why I put that there. That was weird.
Maybe that's supposed to be a split? I'm not sure.
Maybe, yeah. If I'd split it, it would have been fine. But yeah, I think it's because I made that mistake that I was like, let's pivot.
Yeah, you're gonna have to now.
But then, like, I should not have done it like that. In fact, I could have actually gone purple, red, green, and then put a yellow up here, as long as I buffer with something. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah, there you
go. In this match, I keep leaning on aggressive plays in the hopes that it would just, like, magically give me a win, but which works against other players, but if your opponent is as strong, you can't just, like, hope for things like that to work.
Do you think you play this too much like you're playing one of the Western players and not enough like you're playing someone of the Japanese meta?
Potentially, yeah. I think sometimes you get too used to, like, winning off of certain things that, like, you forget people can actually counter that, but because people don't counter that from the usual people you play against, you never learn that it's a bad move.
Also fair. Like, yeah, that can be a real thing. I really like your the 6th edge here. This
is so clean. I don't know why I one-chain. Oh, because this is a bit awkward. Like, if I cover that, now it's like, how do you get your yellow and your green and your purple and your other purple?
Yeah. It's also just, like, form in general. Like, I think a lot of Western players struggle with it. But it's so flexible in attack, defense, and extending.
It's so good. That was a good read.
Nice. Can you actually go back real quick? I want to just see...
What part of the form? This one? Or...
Yeah, right here. Yeah, I just want to see the round play out again.
Mm-hmm.
I was just curious, like, to see what he was up to, because I was watching mainly your side. Okay, so there's, like, a really nasty green extension that got covered. Okay, so he needs to clean the purples, but he didn't want to.
Yeah.
So, go back. Cool. I think he must have read that as smaller, because I think he could have actually just set off main chain.
Could he?
Yeah, I think so. I see it's purple, blue.
So not yet. There. There's nothing here. Okay. This is not reactable. And then...
That's fine. Because so he needs... one more purple...
He needs a green.
So go... Oh, so he could have committed more, I think. Because if he places these purples...
Yeah?
Right? If you go down, like if you hit the keyboard, you got pause. The way he places the next purple, I think, can clear it.
Yeah, like if he does double purple here, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he just didn't.
I'm not sure why he didn't.
Maybe he thought it wouldn't.
I think he placed it wrong.
I'm not sure.
No. Because, like, I think you take the bigger here, because you know if 4 is coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Because, yeah, you're right. If he had double purple, it would have been 1, 2, 3, 4. I think
it's much easier to defend.
Exactly. It would have kept him alive. But maybe it's hard to... Because usually, if you're in this position, and you're like, whoa, there's no way that I can dig this. That's kind of hard to see. The fact that, oh, look, I have double purple. Let's put it here so I can clear the garbage at the same time. Like, maybe he just didn't find the solve fast enough.
Maybe. Yeah.
That's tricky.
It's just like one thing, because I barely noticed that. I had to ask you to rewind it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, wait.
I think the risky, quote unquote risky move he made is that, because you're asking for 2 greens to go in here.
Yep.
Which I guess he has a double green, so it's fine. But he didn't finish it. So, whereas if he had finished it right then he would have had a defense ready.
Yeah, and also you're bringing up the more diverse attacks now.
That's true, yeah. Okay, so maybe I was mixing up.
Into 4. Like, nice cleanup. You could
Nice.
also have thought that the greens were going to clear, because then his chain would have actually worked.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe like, it could be anything.
Yeah. Interesting scenario.
Being a bit funny again.
It's okay.
Okay, and then he's going for an attack.
Funny.
And then I read it well.
That was a huge commitment from him.
Yeah, but
Wow.
he had to bury because otherwise I had a 4 chain
Yeah.
ready.
Makes sense.
Now it's just dig game.
Oh gosh.
It's like, yeah, I don't get the purple. That's okay.
Yeah. That was a very surprising because he hadn't commit like that hard before.
Yeah, let me think. Is it because I wasted my resources early? So what caused me to do that 1 chain? Was there a reason? Let me check. Oh, yeah, that's a mistake.
Oh yeah.
I had to get rid of that. Okay, that's fine. And then after this, what should I have done? Okay, so I'm just going for main chain. Yeah. And then I do the right thing, like I finish my build so that I can respond. And that's pretty much all you can do.
Yeah, it's rough too because like you can't get to the other blues to use it
No.
yet.
Yeah, that's a bit tricky to work
Yeah, I
out.
guess once he saw like it was still gonna cover you, there's like no reason not to commit.
Yeah. Yeah, just like no purple. That's okay.
Yeah, it's like so hard to find purple to place there. There's just so little room.
Yep.
Oh, what the heck? Franz start. Oh god, he gets the all clear.
And I'm sitting here
they
crying
throw the
because I don't
yellows.
have another green.
Yeah, that's just rough.
That's yeah. Bad luck.
If I remember correctly, because if I remember correctly, right, one of like Franz's stronger parts is that you can just all clear with it.
Yeah, that's right. You can attack really early.
Was that his first time building Franz? I don't think he built it at all.
No, that's
this,
definitely
like,
a first time for this set. So it was a good mix-up.
And it's one of those, always make sure you're looking at the opponent's board.
Yeah.
It's rough. Oh god, those greens are a little awkward. And there's like not all purples. There you go.
And then he's going for crazy, so I just have main chain ready. In case he goes for it. And then my yellows decide to not exist.
Wow.
And I was like, what do I do? I think I was trying to see if I could respond with what I had instead. Because, like, I almost can. If I had green, blue, purple, green, then it's a 1, 2, 3, 4. But, like, I couldn't. Unless I had perfect pieces. Because that requires a green, blue, and then the purple.
Yeah, I don't know if you can even commit for that kind of thought. I think you just have to like place until yellow shows up.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can really wait and long enough for that.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, he definitely just went like full mix up on the ending.
Yeah, exactly. He was playing pretty diverse.
Yeah, he definitely went for a shoot to kill. My god.
Woo.
Like
Rough.
okay, so yeah, I feel like you had a strong opening until like the back half became a bit better.
Yeah.
It seemed like you had like a time where you're just doing a few small attacks that you got used to, but you pretty much quickly stepped out of it.
Yes, that's true. So I did step out. So my attack timings were good. As in, like, I was being more conscious of them, like we had talked about. So I'm glad I actually did. Even when I was nervous, I still remembered that from our conversation.
Which is good. I mean, like, it takes time to get used to something like that. It was not gonna be fully ready.
Exactly.
For like, especially for like an event of this pressure.
That's it.
But like, I think it was still a clean set. Like, it was very strong, very competitive.
We'll take that. All right.
So you played him, and then the child.
Yes, that's right. I have the live match here as well, which you probably commentated over during. right?
I did commentate over.
So should I pull that one up, or should I use the
If you
raw
want to judge my
footage?
commentary, absolutely.
Where is it on this? Does Ascension? They have a
I think
YouTube
it's
channel,
Ascension's
right?
channel. I don't know if they have a YouTube. I know they have the Twitch.
I think they archive stuff though,
TQ,
right? Please.
maybe? TQ, do you exist?
Yay!
Oh, okay, there you go.
Okay, so now I have to find it in this one though. Wait, hold on.
Okay, okay.
What timestamp was it in here? So it's like 4 hours. So maybe it'll be like 4-ish hours.
You can look for me and Kyobi's icon first.
Ah, I see them. Ah, I found it. Wow, that was pretty good.
Did you vote? Nice instant click. Damn.
That was good. That was good. Okay, so maybe if I go back a few. Wait, hold on. Oh, that was the highlight that they always play before.
It's
Yippee!
Wasn't a full send.
yeah, exactly. So, as Yoshi's #1 fan, I hope he remembers those lessons and he does it on stream whenever he may be on.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Wow.
I'm so excited to commentate this.
Oh, we got Yoshi!
Yes. Okay, so
All right.
one of
Okay.
the big reasons I want to do commentary is because Yoshi told me when he was going, and he was like, it would be so cool if you commentated. And so I was like, if I can commentate, I'm going to commentate your match. If I can't commentate, I'll just restream it myself. And I'll do it
Wow.
official. So there he is. This is my boy. I've been staying up with him since to 4 a.m. reviewing VODs. I've been practicing with him. And just like looking at how
It was
changing how we look at
insane,
the
man. I
game
can't believe you're
and
up
coming
for
up with
it.
strategies to
Okay,
help
when I gave the thumbs up, it's so funny. The original VOD, it has like all the comments spamming thumbs up in it.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
him beat some of these Japanese Oh,
Uh,
players.
that's
so
so
excited
good.
to
I
see him
love
play
it.
because we were grinding.
That's so sick, dude. I can't wait to see the fruits of your labor, man.
I told him I expect some W's. I want to see the adaptation. I want him to see not afraid. We worked
Talk
so hard.
commentary
He worked so hard. Yoshi worked so hard to show
My
that
commentary
he's still the
personality is
best
so much more energized compared to like my review commentary energy. I think that's totally valid though. Like when you're reviewing, you're not gonna be like super duper hype.
Yoshi's up against Norasuke.
Oh my god, you made the play losing mistake.
If my Japanese
Oh my gosh, if you brought that into a review session, I'd actually like explode. Like what am I meant to
I think I
do?
would tilt. Yeah, I think that's an instant tilter.
So is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
It was like me and Kimmy had both failed to read what Ascension had given us.
Oh my god.
We read like the player names,
Yeah.
but we didn't really understand the format entirely because Kimmy just got off work and I just got off of work.
I see, I see.
I'm frauding my TO experience right now. But forget about that. Here we go. Yoshi, Norasuke. Let's go.
Okay, so we're open up with Old Reliable for Yoshi. He really likes, this kind of like standard, L-shaped kind of tail.
hard to use.
Feel things out, because Yoshi likes to do a lot of mid-game attacks.
On your right side.
That's kinda
That's
like his bread
weird.
and butter. So
What am I doing?
We'll see if he'll attack soon.
I feel like your opening chain was really strong. Or like your opening build was pretty strong. But yeah, the
Norasuke is
yellows
rebuilt
are
right
so
now,
awkward
Yoshi's
now.
gotta be very careful with his trigger discipline here.
Ooh. Okay, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far.
Oh
my god,
wait,
oh my god, he's doing it.
This is
He's doing it.
serious. He's out of room. He gets the miracle yellows. No
Oh, you got
yellows.
it. Okay, I'm so excited. I'm so
Okay,
excited.
that was
So I talked to
like
Yoshi
I
about
feel like you noticed your chain was awkward and you just started
Yeah.
attacking for your life.
I think also like playing a bit of a slow-paced match to start with is also like a good way to gauge how your opponent's like reaction instincts are.
doing this, like
Yeah.
mixing in 1 and 2 chains, so I'm already super happy that we saw it.
That's true. And it seemed like he was not
Oh
ready
my
for
God.
the aggression.
Yeah, exactly.
Biased right now.
I mean, when you're up that high, the thing is, I know him as a high chain player, so the fact that he was like up this high meant
You gotta
he's
be
kind of a
very
prime
careful with
target
this
for small
trigger
attacks because it's very,
Yep.
like, yeah,
Okay, I'm
very
like,
scary
That's
to
good
do.
though. That's like yeah, that's a good like player knowledge though.
you know what I'm
To
seeing
use
so
that.
far.
Yeah, I was happy
my
with
God.
that.
Oh my god, he's doing it.
This is
He's doing it.
serious. He's out
Yeah,
of room.
and then he
gets
just
the
exactly
miracle
he was out
yellows.
of room.
No
Oh, you got
yellows.
it. Okay, I'm so excited. So I talked to Yoshi about doing this, like mixing in 1 and 2 chains, so I'm already super happy that we saw
Yeah,
it.
I was so happy to talk about
I'm
meta
so
game
biased right now.
Oh.
on stream because no one talks about
biased.
meta
Yes,
game.
so true.
I'm so biased. I'm trying to be a little more on the neutral party here.
Oh,
but
come on,
this,
Kyo.
this nerd next to me.
Kelly was like, dude, can't you be neutral for like 2 seconds? Like, no.
No.
Okay, good start. Good opener.
Yeah, not gonna lie,
There's
I
so
would
much
love
power
to
on
see
the
Yoshi
tail team.
win.
Like you had like so
Let's
many
go.
interesting tail compared to like practice, and like even your last
Wait, Jin
match,
comes
like
back. Nice
big power
response from
tails into like
Yoshi.
these smaller
Wait, Norasuke's gonna
pokes.
counter this back, I believe. Yoshi takes hit stun.
Like this was really awkward. But it's okay to like build out of, but it's like still like napalm.
Yeah,
Because, you know, we're
exactly. It's
seeing
I
just
think
the
that's
like
like the
folks
best
come
you
in.
could do.
Yoshi even going for a
Exactly.
different kind of tails he normally wouldn't, which is already huge. So I think this makes it very hard for someone who likes to study their players before the matches.
And we're
because
both
they
just
know what a lot
waiting.
of the players do. To see someone do
I
something
think
you're
he
not
like
used to
kind of
seeing,
panicked here because his
make it
build was a
hard to
bit
adapt
bad,
like that, because now you have to look for yellows, but they're
Yeah,
not
like
there,
he
so you have
was
to give
clearly
it up.
hunting for
Oh, we
yellows,
still got the link though.
and then he
Main
got
chain.
it.
but you have
That's a full
like
send for Norasuke. I think
yeah.
that's a 7, 6, 7, 8.
I think this
Sorry.
is like far
Oh,
as
it's
Chain
a
could
nine.
possibly
Oh, sorry.
get.
Yeah.
Okay, but I don't think it's gonna be enough.
I think
That's
like
not
one
enough.
more purple.
Yeah.
Right.
So, let me think about this. So, this whole time, his chain was, like, kind of weird. Like, it was hard to
Before the
extend that.
matches, like, we did-
So then that's why I was
Yeah.
attacking him so much, I
No.
guess. But this was an overcommit.
a lot of the players do. To see someone do something you're not used to seeing,
Oh.
And then
to adapt.
he did get pretty lucky with the
Like
green
that.
yellow.
Yeah. He didn't give him back his full chain. I think it's kind of weird because I think punching that is correct, but yeah, it probably still overcommit on the chain link.
I guess so,
Because Now
yeah.
you have to look for yellows, but
So
they're
it's sort
not
of a
there, so you
good
have to give
move,
it
but
up.
like
Oh,
a
we still
little
got the link,
bit
though,
too
the main
much.
chain.
That's a full send for Norasuke. I
Yeah,
think that's a
like
7.
good
6,
idea,
7,
just need a little
8.
bit more.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's
Oh, it's a
right.
nine.
Or less, I
Oh,
guess,
yeah,
in
Oh,
this
you
case.
Okay.
you know, I feel like you
But
could
I don't
still
think it's gonna
extend
be
there.
enough for you.
Yeah, I think I didn't realize that his chain went all that way. Because if you look at this, wait, where?
You have to look for yellows, but they're not there, so you have to give it up. Oh, we still got the link though, the main chain.
That's a full
This looks like it's the end of the chain for me. I
Oh,
didn't realize that there was a 2 high,
okay.
I guess, and the 1 high, so
Yeah.
then it would fall that way. So it was also him
send for
building
Norasuke. I
a
think
smart
that's
chain.
7, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, then
Oh,
that
it's
makes
a
sense.
9. No, it is 8, sorry. Okay. But I don't think it's gonna be enough for
That's not
Yoshi's side,
enough.
because 7.
Oh,
Good effort though, good
yeah.
effort.
4 more
Awesome.
rows. Yoshi's gonna fight.
I didn't even notice
Yoshi's
these player
following.
comments when I was
Valiant
commentating because I was
effort.
so
Nice try.
focused.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even notice these were on the screen.
Good. This is a good way to open a set. Both players already getting a foil
I was
around,
literally
we're seeing
only
the
watching the
adapts, we're seeing them
gameplay.
That's so
watch each
funny.
other. Okay. Pretty
Oh.
soon. That is a very interesting
Wow, they're-
6 there.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, see, I even said on the commentary, I was like, what the? I was like,
Yeah.
what is he
On
what
this
is he going for? This is hard to extend
I
off
can, I'm
of.
gonna
Like,
butcher name pronunciation.
I think you mentioned it.
Norasuke.
Norasuke.
Yeah.
Okay. From Norasuke
Sasuke,
side.
but it's Sasuke, but Nora.
Okay. Norasuke. That's a cool name. That's cute. Okay, good
yeah,
trade backs. And
that
the
was
thorns,
so
there's a
hard
neutralizer
for him
there.
to fix, but like, unfortunately, I think that just play out.
So the reason
go back.
why he's able to fix it is because I gave him an opportunity to fix it, I
Yeah.
guess. This is I've been talking about this a bit with Fino, but if you have an advantage, you shouldn't throw it away. So if they have a chain that requires cleanup, then you shouldn't give
gonna
them
butcher
a
name
chance to clean up. Like
It's Nora.
I'm like, hey, here, you can clean it up right now for free because I'm throwing this at you. It's like, I should have been focused on my main chain, and then if I had to respond to a cleanup, then I could respond. But this is like
think
me
it's also-
throwing away my advantage.
This also goes, I think, back into like the attack is small again.
Mm.
I think if you have the red on top, it's a bit different.
Then I guess he could main chain though, right? And then I'm in a bit of a pickle because then I only have like a 5 chain or a 6 chain.
Yeah, but the blues would clear out before that, and you could. There's still time to extend.
Maybe.
Because I guess it depends, like how much do you want to cover that up? Because I don't think you cover that up with a small attack.
I wonder why I attacked him.
Norasuke.
I mean, it does look like it's very hard for him to use his tail, and maybe you thought because of how hard it is,
From Norasuke
Yeah,
Sasuke,
side.
but
like maybe you could like get some trash in there
It's-
and make it harder to extend.
that's true.
Sasuke,
And
but
then I thought that he wouldn't send back, so I think follow up was meant to be like cover him up.
Okay.
That makes sense.
That's a cool.
And yeah,
That's key.
the strength of tall builds
Okay,
being
good
right
trade
there
backs.
is like
That forward call
okay.
doesn't neutralize though.
Oh, it hits GTR though, so
Yeah.
Yoshi's gonna have to do a little digging.
Yeah, then
magic
once
over
he
here.
lost the trade,
This is
unfortunately
a
all
tiny
that
speed
works
bomb. I'm
went
sure he can
away.
solve this.
But this is a really good
Yeah,
attack.
you're actually already set up for main
Nice
trade
that was
already.
nice.
Hellfire!
But the response is there, and this is a big one. This is a 4.
But it's
Okay.
only a row, so Yoshi's gonna tank a
Okay.
little.
I think that was
bit
so
here.
good. It's not so main too.
Yeah, you're doing pretty good. Like,
But
like
he
one
had
trash
like
cover
so
is
little
pretty
space.
reasonable
Yeah.
to build out of. So you have to be careful
Just
because you
gotta-
technically are losing space to your opponent.
Yep.
Oh, this.
That's extent
this is just
to
full.
like try and
This
get
is, I
something.
just have more space than you call.
7, 8, 9, 10,
But man,
11
there's just
coming
so little
through.
space to actually make this work.
Yeah. I
Time's up, Yoshi. What do you
Made it
got?
too awkward.
Nothing.
Yeah, but I think he had no
That
choice
was a hard
given their
one to
length.
fill
That's
out,
right,
like,
yeah.
that's
4K.
okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Let's see what we got. Okay, continue with GTR. Ooh. Is that raised L on Narasuke's side? Kinda cool.
Okay,
I haven't
you
seen that
can
form in a while.
listen to me struggle to
I
pronounce
actually don't even
names to
remember
feel
the
better.
name all the way.
Which one?
The one on Narasuke's side. Look at his left side.
Then he committed main chain, which was really good for me.
Oh, I don't know the name of that one
Yeah,
either.
I kind of like this chain form he does.
But that's
Like
a
I know
status.
Void used to have like an older version of it,
Yoshi's got a send here.
like that kind of like raised
Yeah,
L.
actually,
Yeah,
It-
yeah, yeah.
It just adds so
It's
much
combo
meat
stacking.
to
Thank
your
you, chat.
damage output
Thank you.
like later in the game.
Yeah,
Oh wait,
very
the blues
powerful.
don't link, unfortunately.
They don't, but that's all he needs.
If he had that
That is
blue, he
all
would have won.
needs.
W,
We're
W,
tied
Yeah.
up.
W.
That was
The man
another
himself.
the Japanese player counter chains are so weirdly
It's-
nasty.
Yoshi,
Honestly, yeah.
100 victories coming for the W.
My bias commentary is so good, dude.
I love
I'm
it.
such a good bias
The
commentator.
skill a little bit, which is fine. I'm actually so
Okay,
nervous
pretty
right
clean
now.
build though
I
over
wanna see the
here.
dub.
Yeah. We're
not the
I'm
one
even playing on
playing.
there. Yeah, I am so regional pride.
Power
When it-
2.
Okay.
Nice.
He wasn't
Good
ready.
good time, man.
His chamber
I'm
was a bit
sleeping
awkward.
at the wheel. Oh, you love to see it.
Yeah.
You gotta knowledge check your opponents because that means they have to always.
It definitely
be
felt
aware.
like he was trying to like warm
It
up
looked
for
like
stream a
Narasuke
little
was
bit.
deliberating
Yeah, right.
something, but he delivered it a little bit
Like-
too long and gave Yoshi his
I'm
first
pretty
lead
sure
of the set.
Narasuke's could play better than what he
Yoshi
showed
actually
these
trying to
first
get
few
little
rounds.
funny
Yes.
with the call of I think 4 attack
Back
there.
again.
Love to see it.
Power 2 again, forcing Norasuke to play here.
And now I have a
Chance
pretty
still
good
takes his
advantage.
stun. That GTR transition's a little
I think-
messy now, though. Now Yoshi's
Yeah,
got
I
a
think
little
if he
bit
had
of
landed
time.
in column 1-2, like that GTR is just
It's
completely
still doable
gone.
though
Yeah.
because there was no direct trash hit in columns 1 or 2, so Narasuke has a lot of freedom to build here.
In my
They just
opinion, though, that
try to
purple,
do it.
purple suck.
I gave him a chance to
Now
dig
that he's
again,
cleaned it
which
up,
was kind of
now
bad.
Yoshi's in a.
Yeah.
Wait,
I think part
Hellfire?
also comes back to like what I was
Hellfire?
literally
Let's go for two.
saying about commentary to repeat myself is like,
Hellfire, though.
you know, the
Wait,
column 1 and
wait,
2
great
not being
slow!
covered
Slow.
Hmm.
actually does give him a lot of space. Like
Exactly.
because it's like, but I think people underestimate like, or overestimate like, oh, there's one straight purple in that column. Now it's hard to do chain, but it's like, column 2 is still open, so you can still, as long as that column is open, you can technically make random L shapes.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
L shape is stupid.
It's just
It'll
win.
get you out of so many situations.
Win
Yeah.
button.
It really is the win shape. L's are just so good.
Yeah, right? They can link anywhere.
Oh no!
Upside down.
The green's
So
got the door
true.
slammed in the front of their face. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it happens. Sometimes Puyo giveth, sometimes it taketh away.
Yup.
I'm really liking that Narasuke is bringing out a lot of
And
forms.
he is good. He went for
because I
front
do
too.
think One of the things
I know Fron is like
Western
not
players try to
really, I
struggle
guess, a
with is
meta
being able
build,
to
but I know it's
recognize when your
popular with a lot of
opponent's doing
Japanese
something
players.
weird or
Yeah.
different,
Yeah.
because it kind of flows off the flow of your game. So definitely a lot of knowledge checking.
It's just so
And
aggressive.
Yoshi's doing a very good job.
Pattern
of-
recognition, super important at this level of
this
play.
is me trying to read what he
Oh,
has.
Yoshi? Yoshi
Yeah,
deliberating?
Because
know
this
what
is
he had
like,
either. I was like,
so weird.
yeah, the fact that like that actually like kind of works. I'm like, wow.
Doesn't pull the trigger. The
I'm waiting to get a
discipline on
yellow.
this man.
And then I don't get a yellow. And then I'm
Saw
like
that Narasuke
sitting
still
here
had his
crying.
full chain available.
Uh-oh. Wait. 4 chain. Yoshi needs to fire.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
That's kinda
going
bad
for
luck.
It's just so
something.
rough.
This
Yeah.
is nothing
Because
that
it's so hard to
That's
tell
just
on that, like,
damage
because it honestly did look like it
Yoshi's
worked.
transition,
Yeah.
kinda. kind of sloppy.
I guess it goes back to like recognizing when a build isn't real.
Yeah.
But even like, how do you know it's on the fly, right?
And then.
But it still
lucky.
worked out.
Oh no,
Yeah.
not the attic.
Bad luck into the good luck.
Not grandma's pictures.
That was so clutch to deny the space because Yoshi was a little in
attic.
trouble.
God.
He's
Yeah.
gonna go for the all clear too.
I just noticed
This
this.
guy's so
Naraka's down
funny.
3-chain all clear. This is
I
gonna
like
be a perfect
He's
cancel.
hilarious.
Right?
Okay. Oh my god.
Okay, this is
Crazy
the round
action.
where I was like, why would you do that, Yoshi?
Oh
Okay.
no, yo.
Because.
We talked about it, right? Like,
It's a little
Norasuke
dangerous,
played
though.
flat.
No, I'm
but
playing
now you're
fine.
like, you're building like awkwardly high.
Okay, I don't know why I put the blue there though. It should have gone on top, so it would have been later. I think I panicked.
Okay, is
Okay.
Yoshi ready? Yoshi's ready as
Yeah, but
heck
you-
here. 3-chain is a
Okay.
perfect cancel.
But do you realize like why that actually hurts so much?
Well, let me have a look and
Perfect
see what the
cancel.
board state is.
Okay.
Is it really? Like,
Oh
it's a
my
few
God.
rows to dig down.
Crazy
Push it with
accidentally
the sucker
flat.
punch?
Yeah, but think about it this way: like you are now a flat build. He still has rock too,
Hmm.
and that blue is technically going to be
Oh,
not
no.
the hardest to access.
Yeah, I think I didn't count correctly.
Okay. Oh my god.
'Cause that looks, yeah, 4 rows, but it's actually 5 rows.
Crazy
Push it with
accidentally
the sucker
flat.
punch?
Counting is hard.
Yeah, I just think like this goes back to like, I think you have to be so careful with all clear flat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I think if
no,
that blue was one lower, you're probably fine.
No,
Exactly.
it's the-
But now it's
Flat.
fine.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay,
he-
is Yoshi ready?
like-
Yoshi's
yeah, but also
ready
get like a
as
very
heck
good
here.
cue
3-chain
Yeah, that's true.
to clear it
is a
out.
perfect
But-
cancel?
Because counter chains are easily diggable.
I know what he's doing, and I'm gonna explain everything about that, like either after the match or when there's a chance. But remember this moment.
Okay, when the score is 4-3, we might see in the highlight reel.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like,
Okay, I'll talk about
as
it
soon
after
as I
the
saw
match,
you
'cause
pop
there's actually a
early,
lot of
in
details
my
on
head I was
why
like,
he made that
no,
decision. That's
yeah.
really interesting.
Okay.
But I don't want to take away from this current match where
Yeah.
Yoshi's still on like the reliable. I like it. You know, it's been working out pretty well. I think the main thing that's been helping him is definitely the attack.
This is a really big
It is
attack.
a really
I
big
was-
one for Yoshi. He hasn't done a 5 chin yet.
Yeah. I think, at the time,
Helping him is definitely
I only saw, like, this part and this part as
Yeah.
separate things, but the JP players are really good at, like, connecting them together and making it into one big
the
attack.
attacks coming in. It is a really
I wasn't
big one
ready
for
for
Yoshi.
that.
He hasn't
Like,
done a 5 chin yet.
Yeah, the power combinations was
Like,
insane
this is
here.
crazy. Yeah.
5-chain, but no, there's
What?
like no dismantlement. His chain is still clear. The
Yeah.
power 5
I-
respond though.
Do not know
Oh no, you need
how
like a
much
6.5.
that was like, oh, I'm just making an attack
Power
versus I'm just gonna commit to this power cut.
Exactly,
just short
right?
Too, yeah, only the regular 6 chain.
And then this was just like, oh god.
This is just struggle
It's okay
fight.
though. There's still a
Oh,
chance.
the hellfire! That's
No,
gonna
Oracle.
do it.
It's
Ow.
right there was like rough.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. It's
Yeah,
4 to
because
5.
that 6 like
No,
power
it's a-
chain combo was nasty. I don't
Yeah.
know if you. I feel like that was just a
feeling out the rounds.
reaction to the board state, and less
This
like
is
I'm
kinda
going
deep
to build
just
like
feel out
this.
rounds,
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
gonna lie.
You know what? A wise person once said, "As long as you win, you don't lose."
Yeah.
I love that
Like kids
comment.
playing Hot Wheels at the arcade that I work at, and they are so right. If you win, you don't lose.
What?
Oh yeah.
Wow. Sage advice.
Exactly right.
Dude,
As long as you believe
never
you can win, you're gonna
underestimate
win, baby.
Kids that are competitive
Oh,
at
wait,
video
this-
games.
Honestly.
Narashi's
Are you, are you
chain is
sure
kind
they
of rough.
weren't?
God, it's just
are you
so
sure they
weird
weren't
to
like
build
gacha
out of
game
for you.
players? Anyway.
Like this is like it's fine, but also like, oh my god, that could have been so much worse.
I think right now I had some recognition that his chain was also impossible because even
Yeah.
if you clear the blue, then you still have a garbage and a blue before you get to the green. So I was like,
Makes
I don't care if my chain's a bit messy as long as it works.
You never know, but I do know
Yeah,
Naraki
that's totally
had to
fair.
fight for his life out of that corner there.
And I was
Oh,
waiting for that
yeah.
garbage to
Post?
hit so that
All
I
the
could
good
put the
weight.
blue.
So you can wait for reds. The reds are there.
Wait. Oh, I didn't want to commit to main chain though,
Take it.
because it was a bit early.
Blues open. Green's
Yeah,
a
it's
blue,
like
Miracle
it's
Beast?
also
No.
one of those
That's
you
a
want to kind
giant.
of cover him a little bit too, because
Yoshi's
he
playing
just
so
said
smart,
main chain
not
now.
committing to full chain until he
There's still
absolutely
time for
has
him to like
and still
clear
looking for
up
ways to
his
extend,
smaller
'cause
chain
now
and to
he can extend
rebuild a
off the
main
blue.
chain.
And there you go. That's like main chain available again.
But it's gonna be kind of tricky.
I was so close to responding to that.
4-chain counter. Ouch.
Unstickable.
Miracle dig. No way, dude.
The blue.
And that was
it's
unlucky.
Oh,
right
that's
there.
it.
Just for the
Yeah.
purpose.
Does he
He's
have
right
ghost?
there.
He doesn't have ghost roll.
Oh
no.
That's a rough one.
I forgot how much fun
It's
this set
okay.
was. It was a good
We can
set.
claw
I'm
it
really
back.
proud of this one. Definitely my favorite performance.
Alright.
I'm glad it was the one that was streamed. And not the one where I got steamrolled
more
by a
confident.
9-year-old.
That's fair.
Absolutely unbiased.
That was a good
I
read.
would
Understandable,
No
never
blues.
do crew battles or West Coast.
I really
versus
do
Coast.
like this like game awareness though to like punish and
Uh-oh.
also see like the one
Nosuke's not
trash
ready. The side
there like
switch
is so much more
impact.
damaging compared to like no one trash.
Yeah.
And
No,
just,
bro,
like,
that's Yoshi's game.
That was
He's gonna
nice.
claw
but
it
good
back,
awareness, so
5-6.
good awareness.
You love to see it. That's the kind of momentum swing you need. You can't let them get comfortable. You always keep on the toes, even if it's risky. And like this is nail biter. I remember back in our day when people were like, it would be so hard to even get a few rounds against the Japanese players. But we have a
This
neck
was
and neck
such a
set.
good response.
yeah.
Like,
Wait.
I felt like a genius.
Oh my god! What the heck?
Dude, that was so nasty.
Yoshi want
I
that?
don't think he was ready for it
Because
too.
it's
Like
still
he did
a
not
game to
expect
build
you
out
to
of,
make that kind of
but a
response.
W is
Nah.
a W. Look at his
Yeah.
smile. He knows he just cooked. He smiled because he knows.
Oh, that's why you were
I'm
smiling
just-
after that.
I'm just-
You were
I was so
fucking
happy.
That
proud.
was intentional looking at his face. Yeah, that was planned. That was Keikaku. Got it. Keikaku Dori.
Beautiful, beautifully well planned. Love to see it. Look at his tail though. Does it go for the greens and then it drops to the yellows? And even Rasuke's tail is insane too because it has that same kind of like diving effect and still has the
And
ability
then,
to
like,
fight.
accidentally
Like,
my
that
whole
view.
chain.
Oh my god,
Oops.
this is just
Oh yeah.
Wait.
huge commitment.
Oh, there's a little reaction from Yoshi. He's like, I don't think I wanted that.
I would say commitment because I didn't want to
Oh,
say
purple
it.
and ghost
Yeah,
star.
Yeah, no, that's so fair, though. Give the players the benefit of the
7, 8,
doubt.
9, 10.
Yeah.
10 coming through.
We are foreboding column 1. Okay.
Oh,
I did
my
like
son.
that.
I
So-
respect it.
Like the five
Like,
column
it was
strat, I
like
think is
an
so real
attempt
because you weren't the
there's
only
been
one to use
discussions
it.
about, like,
Yeah,
giving up
it's just
column
like if
one
you
in
know
order to
you
go
don't have much
faster and
time,
find
then you may as well,
columns
like, build
with counter
higher.
chains. Obviously super risky, but technically it
I don't
does
think
like the less
the
space you have, the
people
more
will
you
say,
kind
or
of build
maybe I
faster
bought into like what I was saying about it.
to-
Until
We
like
are
after
playing
this match,
columns,
the next
obviously just
player
different
immediately
rules.
after did 5 columns, and I was like, "See guys,
Nice
I
hellfire
told you
from
about tripping."
Norasuke. Oh my
Yep.
god, that's a
Oh,
That was so
Zenkeshi over
sad.
here. GT
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? I think.
There are pros
I
and
think
cons.
that I
Obviously,
would
just
have been
difficult.
fine if I had put the red here. I think it would have been enough.
I think so. Yeah.
Because then I wouldn't have had that row
Yeah.
4 when I could have used my double
Nice
blue. I'm
hellfire
so
from Norasuke.
sad. You know what I sometimes do though? It's because I'm scared of splitting and losing time. Because I knew he was going to follow up.
Oh,
So then I was like, I'm not going to split. But the difference here is, do you want to lose time or do you want to, like, you're trading time for the potential to have a stronger chain. And in this case, going from 5 to 6 clear in your third link, let's actually check how much it is. Because
yeah, go for it.
I think it's quite valuable to talk about this idea of, well, we've talked about group bonus plenty, but so this is what, 18 garbage, and if you simply add one more, you get 3 more garbage. So
So it go to 1 because there was 4 I think left.
wait, hold on.
Just difficult.
Yeah. Nice
my
hellfire
God.
from Norasuke. Oh my god.
That was a full row, so it would have reduced it to
Oh.
a half chance then, which is,
Yeah,
you know,
so-
at least it would have given me a chance
Better.
instead of nothing, right? Because this is just a full seal. Yeah. Morning, Bruno.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Better than no chance for sure.
Correct. It's just like, I need to remember that splitting is okay sometimes. But I get
Yeah,
so
yeah.
scared of doing it.
That's a Zenkeshi over here. GT
I-
killed on Yoshi's
I
side.
I still get worried about splitting players.
Yeah, right?
I think that's just one hard to judge until you're used to that
Oh,
kind of
no.
pressure all the time.
That's right.
Because how many
I
players
their
are you
response
playing that are
fast,
doing this
though,
to you?
be,
You
like,
know?
super aggressive, or
Oh, yeah.
oh god, like they keep Yoshi guessing and knowing like, oh, Yoshi's also going aggressive, so I should be too.
Hmm.
Is just smart adaptation to make sure that Yoshi also doesn't get comfortable.
Yeah, I think it looked like he couldn't do anything here, which
Well, this is a very strong
was
1 to 3.
was I right?
Oh, 3-chain.
Oh, it was
Norasuke's ready
good.
for it. 3-chain coming back.
Yeah, like it still
Is
was
this
hard to do
sent
stuff,
back? No,
but
he
I think
takes
it was still
it. Oh,
accessible to
There's
build
so much power
attacks.
too.
is this huge?
Yoshi,
This is huge.
dude, the 1-chain attacks from Yoshi are so dirty.
Wait, Norasuke's got this. He's cleaning up, but Yoshi's gonna.
I didn't realize that he could trigger
Attacks
from the
from Yoshi are
blues.
so dirty.
I thought that he had
Norasuke's
to
got-
get 2 reds, which he didn't have in his queue. I didn't read the fact that he had this open.
That's also tough too, because it really depends like how the trades worked out. I don't know if you could see that far ahead. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
oops.
true. Like back here, to be like,
the-
yeah, this is a 4-chain, this is a 3-chain, plus whatever he follows up with. Like, yeah,
Yeah, you would have to see it here and not like later.
that's right.
1-chain attacks from Yoshi are so dirty.
But it seems like he had already
Norasuke's
committed
got this.
and like
He's
thought.
cleaning up, but Yoshi's gonna clap back with a 4.
oh,
Norasuke's
but
gonna
he gets
full
the
send.
main.
I don't
No
know if he's gonna
greens.
send back. Yoshi braces for impact.
Yeah, that's
That's a
awkwardly
lot of
dig these
space loss for
screens.
Yoshi though. So now he's
Oh,
gotta figure
yeah.
out how he wants to use this attack.
Wow,
Hey,
that
what's-
blue
I'm not sure
drop.
what the. It's only. I guess you kind of have to, but I don't know if you
He's out of
should.
time. He needs something. 5-chain needs a 5.5 to counter here.
Ooh,
That was awkward.
I like the idea
Yeah,
that you have less
and that's
space,
one of
so
those you gotta
need
do
to,
what you
like,
can.
disrupt them and
Exactly.
make
In
them
that, like,
earlier before
moment.
they have too much of an advantage.
It
Yeah,
very
you
you
gotta
kind
keep
of
the
just
pressure
figured out like
on
where
before
the
they,
changing
get
point
out of
needed
the
to be
corner,
that
so to
round.
speak.
Mm.
Yeah, it almost worked. You know, you one more link on that ghost. I think yellows weren't meant to collide as much as they did, but you know that's just how it happens when you're at that high up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Nurasuke's cooking with this
Oh,
super
Norasuke.
flat build.
Dude,
Oh my
that
god.
is a super deluxe hamburger. And
sounds like-
Yoshi. Oh no, Yoshi ate that hamburger. No wait, the hamburger hasn't been dealt yet.
This is kind of awkward to build up that column 1 or column 5.
Okay, so here's me in my head. Norisuke needs a yellow, a purple, a blue, and a red. And if he places his yellows here, he needs to split a piece, so purple and something else, and then he needs a blue, so he needs a blue and something else. Wait, then his column 2 is covered. Hooray, that means he can't get his pieces.
That Norasuke had, but he did it so cleanly.
And it still looks like he can't do it.
Like, just
Until all of a
Wait,
sudden he
that
gets
awkward, like-
the blue-red, and then I cry and die inside.
Yeah.
So this was actually, I think, a pretty good risk assessment, because he needed a perfect piece for this to work. So, honestly, this round didn't feel like a bad loss to me. It felt like I played with a good choice.
I think you also had maybe an opportunity. It's kind of weird because you got like really good pieces fast,
Mm.
but you made that giant like hump in column 5.
Yeah, I know, right?
I was like, right, like, is there a good
kind
time to
of
attack
awkward to
this? I
build
think
up
at
a
a time
column
moment,
one
like,
or
just
column-
wasn't.
Yeah.
Because like the yellows weren't there anymore. It's like, oh, I can make him clear the blues, so you can't really
Yeah.
tower it. So he has an awkward 5-6, but it's
He
like,
had-
oh, he got
But he
double
did-
yellow and then purple blue.
Yeah.
Like, well,
Cleanly,
never mind.
like, just-
Yeah,
take away that awkward like
that blue-red is
pull
so
of
sad.
3, and she'd be like, oh, now the
Yeah,
chain's
that's
fixed.
just rough.
And
Because
it
there's
was
so much time
over.
for him to fish for it
Huge
too.
9,
Exactly.
huge 10. A crown and 2 rocks is like a little under a 12 chain.
I mean, he
Yeah,
had
even
time,
he
but also
cleared that
he didn't have
5-6.
space to fish for it, you
Oh.
know? So I thought that he'd run out of space.
to win.
Yeah, he got very fortunate on, like the
we're
yellow
back to
two
the
you could
give up
do.
column
Yeah.
1 in order to maintain more space.
And there's the 12. 13.
Oh my God.
Time's up.
The second chain is
This
almost
is
so
gonna be
good.
enough.
Yoshi
This
needs
is
an
so
11.
crazy.
Yeah, the yellows
yellow
are so
cut.
unfortunate.
No.
It wouldn't have been enough, but it would have been cool.
It would have it would look
Oh.
respectable, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh wow,
That makes
he still put out like 80k damage.
I
Yeah, so good try. It was a good
I
set.
guess that's like it. It was. I think it looks differently if you didn't get like really nice pieces for that column 5 though.
Exactly. But 1 sec, phone call. Ah.
You go for it. I'll entertain myself. I don't even know if he can still hear me, chat. I think he only muted himself. And that's okay. Oh no, he muted. Yeah, he only muted himself. Hello. It's been so long since I've talked about Puyo. Because I don't even stream Puyo myself that much anymore. I do it on Yoshi's stream. I live vicariously through Yoshi. But gotta be careful. I can't make myself laugh too hard or else this stuff I start coughing. How are you, Bruno? Hope you are enjoying yourself. I hope you're having a good day. I stayed up for this because I wanted to do reviews with the Yoshi because we talked about doing it once he got back from good old Japan. I'm tired, but yeah, I feel that. I took a nap today at like noon or 2. I think I slept till like 4. Like that was a good nap. I think that's Friday. It's so true. When I get up in the morning, I'm gonna play Dokapon Kingdom with my friends, and I'm going to rage with my friends by playing Dokapon Kingdom. I think so far most of we watched it pretty good though. There's clearly obviously a level of experience gap, but I don't think it's enough to be like a giant hurdle anymore. I do think it's hard to say though because first side the random breakout of Fran and then change up strategies to go for like the kill touch was pretty good.
Well,
But you don't know if you bring them out or not if the situation's different. Hi Yoshi, welcome back.
hey, what's going on?
I was just talking about like some of my own thoughts to myself.
Yeah?
So I was thinking about like I don't feel like the hurdle is that big to win a set
Uh-huh.
anymore. I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, if I don't think the hurdle's that big, do I think how the last set's ending plays out differently? Like,
Yeah.
let's say if you're looking contestable, like it's like a close game set.
Yeah.
Like let's say we're like 8-8.
Yeah,
Does that
yeah.
Fron and like aggressive strat still come out, or is that only
Ah.
because he thought he could just quickly win real fast?
I feel like when you hold an advantage like that, yeah, you try and like do mix-ups that are a little risky, but they can also reward you with an early set win, like an earlier set win than you would otherwise get, because the wins aren't the only deciding factor when you're in this league format, right? Like it's also your points difference. So if you can find a
Yep.
way to make sure you have a bigger points difference, then that is like a valid thing to think about.
Yeah. I don't think like I don't know if they would take that same risk at 8-8 because you are contesting, or if it would have come out sooner because you
Yeah,
are contesting.
that's interesting. It's hard to know.
Yeah. So yeah, I kind of like those like impossible questions because they force you to think about perspective.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, because even like the points of a match will determine a little bit about how people will play the game. That's true.
It also makes you think about like what you would prioritize when you play the game.
Mm,
Like, because like, when you think about like someone else's perspective, you like, does this survive? Like, do I think this is correct?
yeah.
It's also like, do I even like to play like this? Like,
Yep.
I like the idea of if I am up a set lead, I just want to fucking YOLO fraud and go for a crazy ass attack
Yeah,
to
yeah,
win a
yeah.
set. Like, do I vibe with this kind of strategy? Yes or no, kind of deal.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think it's fun to ask those kind of questions to yourself.
Definitely. Yeah. It's good to explore, even mentally, just because then the more you're thinking about, the more options you have when you actually play the game. And having options is very good when you're playing a game like Puyo.
So true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think food for thought questions eventually like they kind of force you to expand on how you view things. Like, especially if you like take the question deeper. Like, okay, would I have built my Taylor counter like this? Like, looking at how his chain looks like right now in the pause. Like, would I have thought to build like this weird double L shaped kind of situation?
Yeah,
Do I
yeah.
like that it's concentrated? Would I consider doing something like that?
Totally.
I think those kind of questions are interesting.
Yeah, yeah, definitely agree. All right. So we have one more set, and that is the set ever.
When you fight the child.
And get like blown into smithereens and get absolutely wowed by every single response he has.
Okay, I guess I feel like you mentioned to me that you felt like your mindset was a little different from the set compared to the others.
Yeah, I think I had a bit of trouble reconciling. So when I played the other people, right?
Yeah.
It's different from online. I talked about because when you're online, it's a name, and a name it carries a lot of weight to it. It's like, whoa, like, you talk about some legendary player and everyone goes like, I understand just off of the name. But when you see a person sitting across from you, you're just like, hey, wait a minute, I can beat this person. It's not a name, it's not some legend that you know about. It's just some guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I felt that about Nosuke and Rain, my previous two opponents. I didn't feel that way about Yuki. Because it's not just some guy sitting across from me, it's some kid who's 9 years old and for some reason is like the dominant player for the past year or so. So like for other players I could get past the whole like reputation thing, but I couldn't
Yeah.
for Yuki. So this match I just like I wasn't as strong in my mindset as usual, just because it's kind of hard to be when you have a player like this in front of you.
Yeah. I that's right. I don't think you've had because it's just fucking weird. I guess it's like you have not had the chance to fight children in tournament, whereas like it's a bit more common in the US
Oh, is that so?
because there's no like age bracket divisions usually, unless it's like for an official
Ah,
Pokemon event.
I
So
understand.
usually for fighting games and puzzle games, children and adults have to play in the same bracket.
And are they cracked like this?
Some of them are, and some of them aren't.
Oh,
Like,
okay, I
and
see.
for a lot of people, they're just the same kind of entrant as anyone else.
Right.
Like even for myself, I've seen a few kids play, and I don't treat them any differently like I do any other opponent.
I see, I see.
Though when I do see a kid play, I'm like, well, if I gotta beat your ass, I gotta show you why I'm an old person at
Gotta
this
be a
game.
winner. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. So there is definitely a level of memeage if you lose to a child at like an official event, because usually it's like you've been playing the game, like fighting games for like 15 years. They've
Yeah.
been playing it for like maybe 3. And
Yeah.
even though 3 is enough to like honestly catch up to most people, because every fighting game is like different and every puzzle game is
Yes,
different.
of course.
Puyo is like the only one where I say like it's been the same. So technically, if you've been playing for longer, maybe you technically shouldn't lose to someone younger. But
Yeah,
it's also like depends on free time,
that's right.
because most kids have a lot more free time to lab out and are
Yeah.
more. I think children's players tend to be more creative in how they approach the game.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, because they're not restricted by the same type of like mental models of the game that
Yeah,
a lot of us like older players are, I guess.
yeah. Like, we kind of get like molded, whereas like kids technically aren't like usually reading resources like frame data
Mm.
or like analyzing. They're kind of just playing. They're like, this works. I like this. I do
Yes,
this.
that's right. Exactly. They find something, and this kid is again on the practice tables on the side. He was just practicing his frame cancels. He's frame canceling so often in these. If you pay attention to his movement, it's so smooth. It's like scary. He's like a robot.
It's very interesting because as soon as he gets to the top cut, though, he starts panicking a lot.
Hmm.
So I think he still struggles with pressure. I think he can play better when there's not as much going on the line.
Yes, yes. And I think he probably felt confident against me, so.
Yeah, because
Well,
he clearly is like an outlier. So I don't think there's anything bad in like losing to someone like him.
yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
used to be like, I would not think on it.
Yeah.
I think in the US, you probably get memed on a little bit. Like if it was like at an offline event, because it's like general hazing, right?
Yeah, totally.
Like I think everyone who loses to goes through. So it's not even like a bad thing. It's more like it's just a poke fun at you thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's just how it goes.
Yeah. All right. So, and I guess at that point he just played weird. That is at least the one thing I did notice from watching his
Yeah.
match. One of his matches live. I was like,
Right.
this kid doesn't what he wants, and he's gonna just play how he wants.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna ask him to play standard.
No, that's right.
Because he will
Yeah.
not.
That's right. He just again does whatever he feels is right, which is very powerful. Like I think it's just like his judgment is so unique because it's quite exceptional. Yeah. Also, Bruno, yes, I did get to keep the shirt. It's so cool. It's hanging in my wardrobe.
You should bring it with you when you come
Ooh,
to a thing.
that's a thought. I can do that. Yeah, I will. Sure. Sounds good to me.
I think the other thing with Yuki is
Mhm.
I think he's actually struggles a lot more in the first 20s than he did the first 10. I think longer sets expose his playstyle more.
That's really interesting.
But that is like a completely different set thought.
Yes. Well.
Like even this right here is like weird. No one else has built like this kind of transition.
Yeah, right.
The party wonders if he builds like this because it plays it to more friend cancels.
I wonder. That was a bit sad. I was a bit too slow on the uptake.
It's kind of interesting when you make a speed tech your strategy because then I think you almost start to prioritize what's faster versus what's efficient.
Yeah. But I
guess
guess
it makes it hard.
Oh, you go.
As I said, I think it makes it hard because then if someone's like fast and efficient, you have to like how do you make up your speed to be even better than theirs?
I guess you just learn how to like play efficiently anyway, right? Like you learn much weirder builds.
Yeah, because like even then his chain link actually wasn't even that strong for that round.
Yeah, that's true.
So, in theory, it was like build up, back up a bull. Very long time for both of you on the exposed column ones.
Yeah, so it's okay to have it exposed if your opponent also has it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, then also you like toss like this where like his chains like starts looking much more traditional, and it becomes like harder to fight because I was like, oh, now he's on like, kind of like unexpected build, so to speak.
Yeah, that's right. Look at his responses to everything, man. He's always ready. This is why I was like, I can't fight this guy. Like anything I do, he's so ready.
Yeah, it did feel like in some of the later sets, a lot of it was wait for Yuki to commit to something, and then do something.
Yeah, I see. Because if he plays defensive, then he's the winner, I guess.
I think he's good at scrapping in general. I don't know if he's so much defensive as much as like he likes to fight, and he will do well when he fights.
Yeah.
Also, this is a good extension.
Oh, I felt really happy about this. Like, this was super clean and very fast. Like, this efficiency, I think there's only 2 Puyos left though after this, yeah. It's like, wow, I built a super efficient 12 double, and then he goes and does this. Like, that's so weird. Who builds like that?
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the bot, the citrus one.
Yeah. And then no red, otherwise I had a send back, I think, yeah.
Yeah, this kind of reminds me of how when people first started playing Riona, they just didn't know how to play against him.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he just plays so differently. And I imagine maybe he might be a little bit of that sentiment.
Yeah.
Where Yeah, you just need to play you a few times before you feel comfortable enough to think, okay, this is just what he does.
Exactly. It could be that, yeah, I've just never faced an opponent like him before.
Gasp, he's fast, animate, shock face.
Greens. Red green is too weird because I was scared of it like breaking stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then I forgot a red.
Oh, no. It definitely feels like you're trying to keep up with his speed a little bit.
I felt like if I fall behind the resources, then you'll start aggressive, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe his tail's already weird. It goes green, but like it doesn't almost work, to be honest.
Right? It's like, it's fine, he has time.
I actually think you probably just commit full there, actually.
Yeah.
His tail didn't work at all.
Would I have been able to read it at the time? Let me think. So if I'm here, I should have tried to read it earlier, I guess. I just like assumed that it works, I guess.
Yeah, one of those, the dangerous game, like why would you think your opponent's chain doesn't work?
Exactly.
Right?
So then I just like thought I could fight that. And then I couldn't.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, because now I can use his tail,
Yeah.
and it doesn't do it. Oh no.
Yeah, I should have main
That's
chain.
unfortunate.
Did I have my main chain open? Let me think. Yeah, I literally could just main chain here, and then it would have been a really powerful chain, because that's... well, if I had sent from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th link with a triple into the 6, that's probably enough. Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of goes into like that small thing where like Yuki randomly just has mistakes because I think it's the speed prioritizing. I think over some other things sometimes. I'm not sure if it's actually speed prioritization that makes it make that thing.
It's hard to say, yeah.
But like the fact, the fact that it comes out means like you have to be aware of it. It's like now his tail works. It's like, oh.
It's like, okay, thanks. Good mix-up making your chain work.
Yeah, oh my toxic Yoshi art.
No, more like, oh, I fell for the bait arc.
Okay. Nice.
I was like, surely he can't beat this, right? Yippee!
Okay. Nice, eat around. Huge. I think it's not the worst so far. I do feel like it could have been like at least 2-4 if the chain thing was noticed.
Yeah, that's true. But like, my chain builds are pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I think your builds are solid. Like, oh my god, this can even be a nasty attack. Gross. Well, this is definitely a little rough now.
No green. Was there something else I could have done without green? Let me think. So like here, I'm committing to green, and then I'm using my greens on my tail, that's fine. And then do I just not get them for a while? Yeah, I don't get them for a while.
Yeah, I guess this is hard to attack with too, because I feel like there's so much green yellow for a quick nasty attack.
Yeah.
But I think his chain was already still open.
Yeah.
And then he saw the opera, so he literally broke his chain.
Exactly. It's just like, well, this will work. Okay, bye.
Oh my god, what a giant commitment on that extension.
I was like, surely he doesn't get his pieces. Crying face emoji.
You know, he wasn't the worst to try and get pieces for. But it certainly wasn't easy either.
Yeah, again, it was a risk to do that, and I accept the consequence, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think you're necessarily wrong for trying to attack. But I think you were definitely much more hasty in this set compared to the other two.
Yeah. It was very much like throw things at the wall and see what sticks. So I don't know what to do. This felt like a good attack
Can't
too.
respect children. Okay, you forced him to respond, which was good.
This is another one?
And yeah, nice. But you just didn't have anything there this time.
Exactly.
I think it's one of those he just randomly built himself into an awkward situation.
Yeah, and I actually caught it, so...
You see, good job. Good hog.
Heck yeah.
I like these kind of extensions you got going on. He has this sullen. Oh my god,
Insane,
so
right?
happy.
So random. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, I didn't know that was going to be so massive. And then it breaks my yellows and breaks my greens and breaks my heart.
Oh, there's so much damage lost there.
Yeah,
But,
that would have been 11. So close.
oh yeah. Yeah, like some of these ones are really just like on the edge of just like, oh, it's right there.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised he put so much on Sullen. It almost seems like he wanted to rotate back over, but couldn't. So he's like, well, I guess I'm just going.
Right? This is a cool tail from my side. And cool extension.
No,
like that's actually just like a really clean, nice build that I have right now.
but it's very strong. Also, he also is doing the front thing. Like, maybe
Yeah. That was so
Okay.
sad. I was like, this now I know everything is awkward and sad.
Oh, yeah. God, that front chain too is so strong.
He's so good at this game.
Yeah, when he is comfortable, he is like insane.
Yeah,
I'm not quite sure what the other players do that like make him, I guess, uncomfortable while he plays.
exactly. I'm gonna have to study.
Yeah, it's hard to because like it's like how much uncomfortableness is that he knows that they can counter it versus what they are specifically doing.
Yeah, I wonder.
Oh, gosh.
It's crazy, man. Look at these one chains.
I'm actually surprised you decided to fight that one though.
I
I
know.
don't think you needed to.
It's fine. He's fast, so he can do whatever he likes, I guess.
No, I meant you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like it was just one row, and you already had like a 3 high on your trigger. Like I'm not sure if you had to ever commit to it.
Yeah, use my resources up on it.
Yeah, like you could have just taken it and had a much, it's a better resource situation. Look for a better attack.
Yeah.
But I think the end of this round looks completely different. Otherwise, because like, I guess this is over. You want to go back to like what I did?
So it's about here, is it?
Yeah. So like here, you can take this
That's
one,
fine.
but like this one's like, I don't think there's any reason to threat that much over this next row.
I think it's
Like he's
because I
already
can't
used
get
so much of his.
transition.
Well,
Right.
even then, it's like it's so easy to fix after you already take the trash, anyways. Like so much of his resources already been used.
Yeah.
He can't use main chain right away because there is a awkward red yellow,
Hmm.
and it's like even if those purples get cut off, right, you can still extend with reds. If you really need to, clear out the purples, and you still only have to deal with one trash.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think I panicked here, definitely. Because you're right. If I hadn't used this, I would actually be in an okay position.
Yeah, and it would take him a while to build back up, so that would let you have advantage and even look for attacks if you really wanted to.
Yeah, I think so too.
That works is that he sends that 2 chain on his right side,
Mm-hmm.
but even then it's like it's only a 2 chain and he can't even main chain follow up.
Yeah.
But I think with that, it does like kill so much of your time, and now he's like resource lead, and now you're attacking from like disadvantage,
Yeah.
and it's just too hard to fix at this point.
Whoopsies.
Yeah,
Mess of a chain. This is pretty funny though. That's so much.
yeah.
Oh, that
She
was
was
nice.
almost. I don't think it was actually honestly that bad of a set. I think it was just a little rushed.
Exactly. Yeah. That's it. I just made some like kind of weird decisions.
Yeah, like I thought that wasn't like the worst set.
That's
Like
okay.
it sounded much worse when you talked about it before.
Uh,
Are you good? You sound
Yeah.
a little low energy over there.
oh, I just yeah. That's okay.
Oh, is it a little painful to review the sets or?
Nah, I'm actually pretty proud of how I played overall. I think it's just like
Okay.
that. It's kind of hard when you like don't know what to take away from a set. Like this one here, I understand that I'm like being outplayed, but now that I've watched the set back, I'm like, what is my like big? I don't know. Do you have an idea?
For me, I think the takeaway actually is even that you're being outplayed. I think the takeaway from this set for me is that you play too much in your own head. I
Yeah,
feel like we saw two big instances where Yuki just built bad. Like he had two instances where his chain just
that's
didn't
true.
work.
Yeah,
And I look at that and I look like your attacks were still keeping up,
yeah, right.
but your form ended up being sloppier because you're trying to like rush a lot more.
Sure. Yeah, that
And
makes sense.
I feel like that this was not a Yuki's just so much better than me, as much as you were better than yourself, in the sense that you kind of it's for the saying like you looked in the mirror and you just beat yourself.
Yeah, sure. That's fair.
Like for me, I think the takeaway isn't like there's nothing to take away as much as the takeaway is I played someone who was younger than me, and I never have done that before, and I have never played someone like to this extent, to their skill level like this, and I'm playing like in an uncomfortable position, and I needed to figure out how to be comfortable.
Sure. I guess it's kind of a like something you can only get through exposure. Like you can't ultimately, as much as you fight your own mental, you have to just like let it happen sometimes, I guess, and come out of it being like, okay, next time I will have a better mind space coming into it because I've done this before.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think this is one of those things where like the issue is not necessarily on the gameplay. It's like, oh, it's easy to say like, oh, it's the gameplay because he was rushing, but it's
Yeah,
like no, that's not why you were rushing. Like
that's
you weren't
true.
rushing your chains
Yeah,
because you
yeah.
were just playing that way. You were rushing just because like there's something outside of the game. I think
It's
affected
something
it
deeper.
more.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, well, thanks, friend. I appreciate that. I also one other thing that I've thought about now is I guess when I say outplayed, I'm now recognizing a bit more that it's if you have a general sense that you're being outplayed by someone, and this is assuming, for example, that there was no mental barrier, right? Let's just like assume nothing
Yeah,
else was the case. It's just about getting my fundamentals stronger. Because if I have better fundamentals, then I'm more prepared to fight against anything he's going to throw against me. So for example, I can actually react to him having bad builds if my main chains were just like more like prepared, right? So I guess it's a
yeah,
signal to me to really focus on those fundamentals so that I can have better positions to work from if I need to respond to something crazy that he does.
yeah. And having like a more not necessarily calmer, but I'm gonna say calmer because I'm lacking the better word.
Sure,
A more like maybe calmer like scenario would have like you seen that his build was bad,
that's true.
so you could have just sent like your full chains, right? And, like
Yeah,
the meter of your like how you view him as a player changes how you will respect his build in a sense.
yeah, totally.
Because it's like you can say like, oh, he's so good, but like so is everyone else, and like this guy didn't win the event. You know,
That's
like
true.
yeah, like,
Exactly right.
he's figured out the best.
Mm.
But yeah, I guess that's the best way to put it. Like you just gotta think about like he at the end of the day, he is nothing but just another player. It doesn't necessarily matter if he's a kid or an adult.
Yeah, yeah. Very true.
13 or 30, they end up in the same box.
Exactly. Well, next time it'll be different. Next time we'll be at the end of this year because I'm definitely gonna get in because we're gonna work hard, friends. I believe.
So true.
Yeah.
It'll be good. I feel like there's a pretty solid review.
Yep, I think so too. There was some good takeaways from all those sets. I'm glad to have gone back to these. Like, well, it's been a month. Wow, that was quick. But yeah, like have had some
Yeah, right?
time to let it like simmer and settle, and now going back and just like, oh, okay, this is just how it went. Let's go. Epic.
Yeah, it's just nicer too, because like it's sometimes depending on like the kind of player you are, the salt isn't in there still, like the wound
Yes,
isn't
exactly.
open.
It's just kind of like you can look at it with a more neutral perspective, which is better.
Yeah, exactly. Versus looking at it like the day after and be like, God damn it! If I had
Like,
just
oh,
played
I
a little
suck.
better. Yeah, if I just saw that one thing, maybe the set could have gone differently.
That's right, exactly. But it's like, nah, whatever. It's
Yeah,
fine.
it's exactly. I mean, you still made it much farther than all the other Western players.
I'll take it. Well, thanks as always for hopping in for this, Riley. Appreciate you.
Of course. So what's the plan now?
I
Is it
am going to
TGM?
TGM because I want to be the first guy. Oh, I don't know if I told you, but I got a new PB yesterday, so that was pretty sick.
Oh, yeah, I did see it. The
Yeah.
61,600. Was it 643 or something else?
600 and actually, I don't know. You probably know better than I do in that case. Wait, I have it on my screen. Whoa, 58.
Okay.
1658.
Damn, I was close.
So
Gosh,
I want to see if I can get further because I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can do it. You're
Thanks, friend.
clearly pretty good at video games.
Thank you. How about you, friend? Any other plans for tonight, or are you just like chilling before bed?
I'm trying to think if I'm gonna do anything. I could practice some more Korean.
Oh, sick.
I haven't been able to practice as much because I've been sick. So like,
I
I'll do
see.
like a few little bit like lessons and like reviews to keep myself warm.
Yep.
But I haven't
Yep.
like sat down and really done it.
It's good to keep warm though. Like that's important.
Yeah,
So
I think even if you're not like, even if no matter what you're like, you should at least do like a little bit every day.
yeah, yeah,
Even if
yeah.
it's just like something generic, and you're like, there's just minor triple.
Exactly. Yeah, totally.
Because oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah.
If you don't, you'll never learn anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have I got how to study Korean is a nice website because it teaches you actual grammar.
Sick.
And I'm like, I should read all this. I'm fucking a lazy reader, dude. I'll be
Yeah.
real with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giggle lazy.
So then if you
I'm
just
like,
force yourself, like if you have a bit of
yeah.
downtime to do it.
Nah, I mean, I have time now, so maybe I'll do that tomorrow or like.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because I'm just like, what the fuck else am I gonna do? Because I don't have energy to do reviews and stuff, but like if I'm in like a voice call after for like more than like 2 hours, I start getting like headaches because my glasses are broken.
Oh, that's fair enough. Yeah, that makes sense.
Or they fell when I went to the emergency room, or then my glasses are killed, and I don't
Yeah.
go. It's okay, I'm okay, Yoshi. It's fine.
But my friend.
Don't worry. Whenever you visit, you can take care of me in my apartment.
Yay! Okay,
Yeah.
well, that'll be good because you deserve that.
Oh, thank you.
Of
I mean,
course.
if it helps too, I'll be going to the eye doctor
That's
on
right.
Wednesday. So yeah, so I'll be ordering new frames and using all my money for that.
Well, if it means no more headaches, I guess it's good, right?
Yeah, because I gotten very used to my old pair of glasses because they're tinted.
Oh.
Because it's very popular in California because there's so many coders. that I think they call the blue tint here, but they're basically to kind of help protect your eyes if you look at the screen a lot.
Ah, yes, fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, my old pair had it, and I had them for 4 years. It was the first time I ever had it, and it actually helped my eyes a lot. It felt really nice to
Oh,
look at like
good.
a screen for longer. But
Okay.
now the issue is I'm so used to it after 4 years, and I no longer have
Ah.
it. It's like I'm like, oh god, how the fuck did I do this
Yeah,
before?
right. Like, oh my gosh.
So like I don't make anything bigger on my screen. Honestly, I just really feel like I should.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
I
I
see.
do like mainly only leave audio on at the moment. And I'm like, I'm just gonna have
Mm-hmm.
audio on. I'm just gonna only use audio because so there's some stuff you don't have to like, watch to know what the fuck's happening.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly, exactly. You just like follow it with the audio.
Exactly. Unless I'm watching something in Korean, then I have to kind of watch to understand what's
Yes,
happening.
that's fair.
Yeah, I think I can hop off and let you do your TGM thing and your server.
Yeah, fair enough. Feel free to hang out or whatever else.
Yeah,
Enjoy your night
don't.
regardless.
Yeah, how true. I won't be in voicemail. I'll probably be listening in chat. Just
Sounds
like
good.
lurking. All right. Thanks for reviewing with me, Yoshi.
Of course, Ren.
Good
Thanks for
time as
coming along.
always.
Yeah, yeah. Agree. Agree.
All right. Then a good look at 1700, baby. Let's
Oh my
go.
gosh, thank
Got
you.
this.
I will do my best.
All right. Well, bye.
Good night. Ah. Whoa, that was good review session, friends. Alright, if you were here just for the review, thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed that one. I think there were some very good insights. I'm going to go ahead and do a usual VOD reset, so hang in there if you're sticking around. If you're heading off, as always, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day or night. Love you guys, and I'll see you all next time. Good night. Well, or what other thing? Usually I say goodnight if I'm going to sleep. Okay, I'll be back in like 5 seconds.